go down here to this 15. Still playing around. I just push the liquidity pull back. And they just push this guy back. Is there anything on this side? Yep. Let's see. Okay. 364. Okay, we got consolidation here. A lot of consolidation lately, man. Yeah. That's not bad. That's 33 ticks to that point. It's not bad. So once again, right here. That's it. Here we go. They're kissing right here. See if they pass. We might get a breakdown. If they bounce, it's probably going to go back up. Those two are pretty strong for an entry right there, as far as what I'm looking at. I want to see that orange and that blue right there. Because I see where all four of your lines met up here. I see it right up in this area. Get a little separation, be good to go right here. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Get down there. pullback, of course. No imbalance made though. But let's see. Yeah, they gotta make it look good, Carl. They gotta make it look good. Okay. Getting some setup there. Gotta check out that hour. Has that hour even got closer to 20 yet? Can't see it. That's what I don't like about the damn red candles, man. Can't see. And if I turn it on. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it probably is. It's look over here on this side. See it? Got all kind of support here. So right up in that 363, 64. That's why I was saying I think we're coming down to it. Where's it at? Right there. Oh, did I not? Did I? Am I in on the other? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, yes. All right. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's go check the 15. All right, we got about 3 minutes there. About 3 minutos. Let's go. Come on, break. Let's go. All right, 234. That line is getting pushed. Look at the 5 real quick. All right. Look at the 1. All right. Only thing I'm watching is that hour, really. That hour, 5 minute. I think that's where we're going to go have a big push back up. Yep. Well, like I said, look at the side over here. Looking at this side, you got a bunch of resistance over there. Get back on the 15. That's what you're breaking through is that 15 pull. Look at all this over here. So if we get down to here, well, or I should say when we get down to here, right? Look at all this right here is what you're fighting through right now. Yeah, seems about right. Seems about right. Oh, they're gonna like the consumer inflation, Carl. That's gonna, they're gonna love that. It's gonna run to the moon, maybe even past it. Yeah, tariffs. Yeah, and the fact that this thing is trying to push up and the tariffs are impending doom to people just shows you right there that they're full of it. You understand what I'm saying? Look, I told you. Look at this. Look at them pushing up. Tells you right there, they're full of shite. Right there. Uh huh. Right, and which makes no sense at all. Yeah. Yep. The games they play. It's like, look how far of a pushback this is, man. That's. Yeah. Well, looking at that hour, if my trading view stops acting up here, looking at the hour, and look at the 5 is getting ready to hit that 20. So, yeah, about to cross. So, see if they pull back now, right before they hit it. Then, when it hits it, it's just going to pull back down to the same area. That's how they mess with the averages in the background. See what I'm saying? That's how the equation in the background throws everything off with the averages because it's just numbers calculating. And that's how you see that line by the numbers they're calculating. So if they pull back before they hit that, you know, it's going to take you back, hit your stop loss, and then it's going to continue pulling down if I'm right. And when it crosses, you'll have a dip down, but it will just go back to where it was at. So they're playing with the average. If you understand what I'm saying, they're playing with the averages and they're making sure that you don't make too much. See what I'm saying? That's why it's like I said, you gotta take the small wins and stack it, because that's what they do. Now watch when this hits. Look, I'm getting the signal down. Look at how it's hitting and coming right back. And when it crosses, it's gonna get a push down, and it's just gonna go right back, probably a little further than here. And this is why I would say if that happens, I might just bail out the window and take the money on the trade here. Because I noticed that game. That's how they stop you from collecting. And if you just hold through it, like I told you, there's no oxygen on the moon, guys. At least that's what they tell us. So we're gonna believe them at this point. See, then here they go. Now they're gonna push up. They wick you in. Now they push up, and they play the game here with you. Yeah, wiki wiki. Here you go here. Let's go check out the one. And the one is showing you the bounce right there. Yeah, they figured out how to buy. So what they do to mess with the averages, they buy and they sell. They buy in a certain order, and as the order goes in, it throws that line off. You know what I mean? It throws the averages off of where you need to be. Yeah, where you need to be looking. So right now, it's crossing, but we're pulling back. That makes no sense, right? And when it crossed initially, see here's the dip as it's crossing. See the blue and the pink up there? And look at my. So back in the day when this was crossing, we would have already, like this right here would have had this candle down here somewhere. But look at, they're saving money because they went back, hit your stop losses, and that pullback, they pulled back enough, averaging out. They're messing with the averages. So as they cross, you get that dip down, but you don't get the dip. Right. That's how they changed that. Right, so they changed the algorithm to mess with the averages. The averages are like the only true thing that you're getting on these indicators. That's it. Because it's yeah, it was because they're crunching numbers. You know what I mean? And now the AI has figured out even how to mess with that. So it crunches the numbers. If it takes three trades that are sales and then the one that's buy, then there's a certain equation that has to do in the ordering to mess with that line there, so you don't make what you used to make. Right, exactly. Right, you're not exactly. So there you go. If you understand that, then you know. Yeah, you can't, but you can tell if you understand what's happening here. Right. So that's the thing is if you understand that, if you understand averages, which is very simple, then they put they change the equation. They do like maybe it's five buys, and then two sells, and then two buys, and then you understand, equals this, equals X on the other side or whatever. And then when you work it out, you see that okay, so if they do that at 7:59 in 10 seconds, it pushes it up, and then the line that you're watching, and then if you do it here, it pushes it down. Then they have another one. Who can figure that complex shit out fast enough? No human being. A human being can't do that fast enough. Well, you probably would have to have about 100 mathematicians doing that. You'd have to have, and then the first one could probably do it, and him and like three other people. And then the next one, the next group, and they would have to go as soon as that group gets done and calls it out. They would have to be ready. And so it's too much when you have an AI that can just do it on call. It's just what it does. You see what I mean? Yeah, that's why they can mess with that. Oh, so there it goes right there. See, this might be a pullback, a huge pullback up on the hour chart here. So here you go, playing with them. So if they want to get their money, they got to go back and forth, take you out, come back in, take you out, come back in, take you out, come back in, and then they let you in to come down, and then they go down and they get their money, and then they instantly turn it around. So you can't sit in it. This is why I say if it acts funny, take your money. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just listen to what I'm saying. If it acts funny, take your money. This is the reason why I say that. There's no need to sit in it and be stressed out when it's going back on you, taking you way out in the ocean somewhere. You pop up and see nothing but water. You know what I mean? Right. Well, basically, you take a trade and you're out there. You're just bobbing up and down, praying. Now you're praying, so, right. And they don't care. They could hold you sideways because they got you in the trade. So, and they will. So, they get enough people, they're like, we got them trapped both sides. Now let's just go down the middle. And as we go down the middle, we will not worry about it because it's to our advantage, and we'll end the day. Both of you guys lose. See what I mean? When you could have took the $200-300 that you had as a target, instead of getting greedy, you could have took that and then got back in. But this is how they play with the averages, guys. That's it. They do a different sequence of buys and sells, and then it just messes. Well, I ain't gonna say mess with the algorithm. I'm gonna say tells the algorithm do this as they do that, and then that line, that computation comes out, and you see that line just steady BSing right there. Now you see we went down. This is why you need to certain things to know what you're looking at, like this sell side liquidity here in the 4 hour. You see how we touched it? See that? And what is that number? That number is what? 63.65. Look at my take profit over here. One tick under, see? So it came down in the background and it came all the way to here and it didn't show us. See that? So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of that. And I took a double trade on that, so I still profited because the double trade and it moved my entry down, so I still profited on that. And come over here and the trade over here. And now that it's going green, I'm just going to jump out of that. I only got a couple ticks out of that. I got some decent ticks out the other one. But right there. And that's how they mess with the algorithm that sets the tone for this computation for these numbers, these lines here. So what I'm interested in now is I want to look at Demetrius's setup here and see what they're doing on the one here. On the 1 hour. So now it looks like it's heading back up. I think we need to go down. Let's go down to the 15 and see. Okay, so we got the crossover there I'm talking about. Let's go down to the 5. And we're getting the crossover here. What is the green? The green is the last line, so that makes sense. If this guy passes it, right, and then this guy comes and passes it, we're still going down. If this guy starts turning and or this guy bounces here and then this guy starts coming up, gets to the green and goes, then we're going up. What I like about the numbers he has is it has a hard bounce to it. You know what I mean? It's not a soft. It's a very hard bounce. That's what I noticed when I was running, simulating it. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I would expect the third one, right? The purple line to be one of the biggest uh, one of the biggest things to decide something because it's an 8, the 6 and the 8, right? The 6 would be the number, like I said, in the blue in the beginning. In in the Eastern sense, the 6, it's family and it's money. Right. Increments. Yeah, might work. It just might work. Yeah. And see, because the reason 8 symbolizes money because it's infinite. It's round and round. Money's infinite, whether you believe it or not. A lot of times when we say there's not enough money, that's not the truth. It's infinite. Because they can just literally tap it into the computer. Look all around you. You got the land. That's infinite money. So see what I'm talking about right here, right? Uh, right there. That's a hard pop on his numbers. See that? See the crossover with the first two, the 6 and the I think it's a 9. So the 6 and then the 9 is completion right there. See, starting out just right out of the liquidity pool. You see, I think the first one is a 6. The blue is a 6, and the orange is a 9, I believe. But he has them in a different. I think it's 15 and 27. Yeah. You guys understand what I'm saying? If you understand numerology, you understand that those numbers. It's what I like. What I see here is it gives me a very hard pop. Like when it's gonna run it. it shows it, and it's very hard. It runs. Like if you look at every spot where it ran, you're gonna see the same thing right there. See that right there? Look right there, and it's always the 6 and the 9. See? All right, like at the beginning, right here, down here. All you gotta do is just keep going back, and you see it. So to me, that signals a nice entry. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm taking a look at. That's why I was like, all right, let me just write a quick indicator, and then I'm gonna look, so I could just watch it. I could just turn it off and on. Now scanning the charts with it is gonna be that's a whole different story. That's if I probably got to go to an outside scanner. But so this is the code I wrote for it just so that we could watch it right here. Getting a little better, T-Bone. I'm getting a little better, man. Getting a little better at writing them codes. It's a work in progress. Yeah, see, here we go. Breaking, that's the numbers I wanted right there. Now, if we keep pulling here, see, I got out early on my trade. Could have stayed in it, but it's all right. Still profited. Yep. So you understand what I'm saying, guys? Like when you first started writing that thing down, right? You had the what was it, the LL or the LH, right? And then you come down to the TH, and then it shows you it's going to keep going to the LL, to the PDH, to the TL, right? And now, right now, it's bouncing at the TL, so now you're looking for it to go down to 63.13. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but that was the wick in. See what I mean? That was the wick in to get you trapped to push back. And if you look at what's happening right now, it's doing exactly that. It's pushing back on you. See? And it's pushing right back on you. So, and like once again, like I said, guys, look over here. Look at that. See? Got all that garbage right now. I ain't gonna call it garbage. It's gonna call it cluster of confusion right there on the 15. Right? Let's go check it out on the hour and see. We still got a confusion there on the hour. Mm-hmm. Look at the 4 hour, and it's as T-Bone saying right there. Yep. There you go. See, this is the biggest part about being in here is that you're learning to read the chart, right? Salutations, whoever that was. So you're learning to read the chart, and that's the big profit here, guys. That's the invaluable information, not to come in here and win, but to come in here and learn exactly what it is you're doing. Then you could transfer this to crypto, to pairs, to whatever you like. Okay, so now all this stuff goes down to the 4 hour here on the sell side, right? So just throw the 4 hour in here. So I'm writing codes, guys, so all this stuff will get done automatically. So you can come in and you can run it, and I don't have to be here. You understand what I'm saying? I'll probably take the meeting. I'll probably just come here once a week after that, because you'll be able to literally follow. And once I'm sure the bot works correctly, you'll be able to just sit in the bot and let the bot get your daily. That's my plan, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, okay, what do I need to do here? Okay, I need to get rid of this guy, and then push this guy down to there. So the one I really want to get together is the one where the 3 tick at a time, because that's the one that will have you make your daily real quick. So there's several of them that I'm working on, at a time, and that's, it just takes time, guys. I don't want to do them one at a time because it's going to take too much time. So I'm doing like, there's like 4 or 5 of them that are going to work together in the bot. I'm going to put them all together in the bot and let the bot do everything. So, but you still need to understand what's going on. If you don't understand, you'll get your ass handed to you. I can't say that enough. I'm telling you, because there's going to be some times when it's running, and you're going to say, I need to get out here, and you need to get out there. You know what I mean? If you don't, I'm just going to trust the bot. Nope, because when it acts funny, take the money. That's right. Nothing is 100%. You know what I mean? So there you go. Nothing. There we go with another hour liquidity. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, guys, because I'm being spread real thin. I don't know how I do it to myself, but I get spread really thin all the time. I got this. I got all those individual people. I got a few businesses that I still have to run. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got a big Discord in like 2 weeks. I got to start. You know, I got a bunch of shit, guys, going on all the time. I seem to just keep putting my foot in shit. I don't understand how I do it, but yeah, it gets me in trouble, dude. I keep doing it to myself, but that's why the universe blesses me, or not blesses me, but it gives me fortune, because I'm not tripping, and then people just throw me their money from here, there, here, and everywhere. It just gets thrown at me. So here's the imbalance, started down to here, and now it's getting pushed up to here on the hour. Keep that in mind, because if this pushes back down, right, then that means what? Then that means that we're going to go back down. Don't see a volume gap, which I noticed lately they're not giving us volume gaps anymore. They're doing this. So let's see. I'm probably going to go here and let's do it like this. Let's do that. Let's just There's your imbalance right now, right? Before it shows up with the indicator on the 1 hour. So as this pushes or what have you with that 1 hour, there's your imbalance on the 1 hour. I'm looking at it. We're 22 minutes in, and it doesn't seem like it's pushing up that hard. So we may continue down according to this 1 hour chart, guys. So yeah, right here, looking at this, it's having a pulled up, but this might be them taking people's stop losses and pushing back down. This is an hour candle. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes here and see. Okay, so actually, you know what? Let me come down. And now you see what I'm talking about, guys. Look at the blue line here, right? Look at this coming up. Now, if this bounces off this, it might just dip over this orange line. And if the blue continues down and they meet up somewhere around this area, I'm expecting another pop, which makes sense, right? Because look at from here to here. See that? That makes a lot of sense there. So we just got to wait and see. Got your sandwich there, 15-minute on the top, hour on the bottom. Let's go take a look at our multis real quick. You got the green passing through the red here. 1 passing through the 5. So if it pulls down to that 15, right, which is right here, if it pulls down, meets the 15 right around this area, it makes sense that if once it does that, we'll probably be somewhere close to here. And then if it dips under the 15, then we probably would be somewhere close to here in price, while this would still be up here. That's how they mess with the algorithm. You understand why I'm watching the hour, T-Bone? Yeah, okay, perfect. And that still can be a head and shoulders on the hour if this candle pops up and takes this imbalance before popping down. But we'll see. Let's see how many people jumped on the sell side. And if we got a lot of people jumped on the sell side, then we know they're going to turn it right back up. So in that case, you know, we'd have to look here at the hour imbalance to see if they continue up. And once again, guys, succession. Remember, everything moves in succession. So look here. Look at this. All right. And then look here. We're all the way up to the 4 hour here. We're all the way up to the 4 hour here. 4 hour here. Sorry about that. Right there. And all you got left is the day, which is down here, and you do have the day up here. So to me, a lot of times what has to happen is as they pushed up and you got this, now they got to push down and you have to get the same thing down here because it's an equation. Everything has to be equal. An equation is an equal sign in the middle, so one side has to equal the other. So let's see. There we go. Right at the end of this. Right here, let me take a look. So on the you see the 1 minute here pushing through. So let's get out of there. Let's go here. Look at, we're having a pop right there. We're pushing through on the hour. Let's go take a look at these. And look at, just like I said, the orange and the blue right there trying to meet up. Let's turn mine off so we can see his real quick. See that? Right there, orange and blue. So we're looking somewhere in this area. Still got imbalances right up under there. 63, 61, 75. That's right here. I don't think I'm in anything over here. Okay, no. Take a crack at the 200s. Look at the 200s real quick. Yep, look at that. The green is coming out whole there. It's pushing through. Look at mine right here. And we need to get some separation on that. On those two lines right there. You see they're trying to separate. See the imbalance is staying there. So this is why I want you guys to read the imbalance without the indicator, because it puts you ahead in the game. because right now you're seeing the imbalance hasn't popped up yet. This is the one we made. And look at our red candle. So we need to come down to the minute. Let's check this out. See what kind of pop we get here. And look at the EMA is already setting up to go down. Okay. 5 minutes still set up. I'm expecting some bouncy here, some bouncy motion here. Look at that. We got sell pressure here. Let me see, 1 hour. What are we doing? Okay, we're crossing. So this is probably going to pull down to this line here. Probably going to pull down to here, if I'm right. So there's your blue line, and then it's going to probably pull down to the 50 here, which is your red line, before we get a bounce up. That's what I'm thinking by the way this is looking. Because we're still somewhat heading down. Of course, they got to play with you right now. Take out those stop losses. Okay, that's not what I wanted right there. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. There she goes. Let's check it. I want to check his over here and see. That orange and that blue, almost three of them are going to meet up right here. Let's hope that doesn't turn into support there. The hell is that file? And there they go, pushing back. Yeah,